Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Is Chanel in imminent danger as a result of Chad's warning to Johnny? According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Johnny DiMera will soon receive a warning from Chad DiMera. In an attempt to safeguard Chanel Dupree, Johnny's uncle will counsel his nephew to keep her at a distance, according to this week's preview of Days. Why would Chad tell Johnny to do such a thing, and what thought process is he going through? Not for Chad DiMera, easily. According to Days spoilers for the week of January 29th to February 2nd, Johnny will ask Chad to be his best man. Plans for Johnny and Chanel's wedding are set in motion, but it appears like Chad will turn down Johnny's request. Furthermore, new teasers for this week suggest that Johnny will irritate Stephen DiMera, who is expected to be quite grouchy, bringing Chad DiMera into the picture. This week's DOL preview also features Lucas Horton approaching Chad and Everett Lynch about a story he has for them, on top of everything else that is happening. It appears that Lucas will inform Chad about Clyde Weston's involvement in the drug network, which could make DiMera furious. Ultimately, Chad is still recovering from the trauma that Clyde caused by being the reason for Abigail DiMera's death. He might have warned Johnny for this reason once he learned of this information. Chad might think that the entire family, including their loved ones, is at risk of becoming Clyde's target because so many DiMeras are involved in this plot in one way or another. Particularly because Johnny's father, E.J. DiMera, is the town's district attorney. Plus, Chad will be a target if he chooses to publish a piece about Clyde. Is Johnny going to take Chad's advice? Could this portend a very bad thing for Chanel in the near future? Post a remark in the space provided below. Harris is defeated by the Mystery Man, and Constantine flips John's pawn programming switch. The teaser for the February 5th to 9th episode of Days of Our Lives suggests that Stephen DiMera and Ava Vitali will be so embarrassed by their inebriated hookup that they will promise each other to secrecy and try to forget about it. Chad DiMera and Everett Lynch will visit Clyde Weston in Statesville, where they will make fun of him for pulling off a successful warehouse raid. Naturally, Clyde will immediately repress Chad's feelings and can even bring up the fact that he previously separated Chad and his wife. Since Abigail DiMera is no longer a useful tool, will Clyde now target Chad's children? Whatever the case, when Chad lunges for Clyde in the visitor's room, Everett will have to stop him. He'll be over with E.J. DiMera, gloating over Stefan's fall from grace and certain that his brother will wind up in prison. Ray Fernandez, Galen Gehring, will receive a warning from Harris Michaels, Steve Burton, that all hell is going to break loose when Clyde receives details on the most recent developments in the case. The weekly teaser video for DOL also features Sander Cook, Paul Telfer, anxiously checking his watch, along with a few brief shots of a man in a mask getting ready to cause trouble. It's clear that Days wants viewers to believe that Xander would accept the hitman job he was given over the phone because in the most recent trailer, an unidentified man also shoots Harris. That seems far too simple, thus there must be much more nuance to Harris's eventual fate. Harris might be shot by someone else totally and left to bleed to death. According to previews for other days, Constantine Melionis will show John Black the red card and disclose that, back when John was the pawn, he traveled to Greece to deliver a lethal message. John will reportedly revert to his previous programming and turn into a very obedient, deadly person after reading that card. Days teasers claim that while John waits for Constantine's orders, he won't even be able to recall his own identity. John will comply with Constantine's instructions by taking the rifle and holding it to his head. But Constantine won't let John pull the trigger because it would be a waste to discard such an important tool, and he will instead create plans that will result in even more alarming information. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, when John awakens from his coma, he'll be confused and realize that his past could be haunting him again. Unexpected guests, confession time, and unbridled passion. A confession needs to be made by one of the protagonists, two people get enamored with one other, and an unexpected dinner guest shows up. What precisely will happen in this Friday's episode? It's time to learn for sure. Ava Vitali and Stephen DiMera unleash. According to Friday, February 2's Passion DOL spoilers, Stephen DiMera and Ava Vitali will surprise fans by giving in to their sexual tension. Although the two have been acting as though they are having an affair, it appears that following this Friday's episode, Stefan and Ava will actually start sleeping together, Stephanie Johnson is disclosing. Meanwhile, Friday, February 2nd day's spoilers suggest that Stephanie Johnson will have to make a confession when she sees Everett Lynch. When he ghosted her in Seattle, what will she have to say to him? Everett acknowledged earlier this week that he was ready for a romantic reunion rather than to stay in the friend zone. It appears that Stephanie might surprise him by stating that she now desires the exact same thing. Who is expecting for dinner? Meanwhile, Maggie Kyriakis will receive an invitation to dinner from Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, and Sarah Horton, and she will ultimately bring Constantine Melionis, John Capellos, with her. These details are revealed in the DOL spoilers for Friday's episode. How are Xandy and Sarah going to respond to this unexpected visitor? Speaking of unexpected visitors, new Friday teasers show that Brady Black and Teresa Donovan will break up John Black and Marlena Evans' romantic evening. What is requiring these two ex-partners from Jarlina, and why are they together? It will be up to the fans to find out. Are you anticipating the concert on Friday? Post a comment below. Chad was a major source of melodrama and self-pity on Days of Our Lives. When Johnny marries Chanel on Valentine's Day, he invited his uncle to be his best man. Chad responded to this by starting an aria in which he declared that everyone who marries into the DiMera line is doomed. Why he needs a little education in Salem history to break through his self-deprecating performance. In order to prove that the DiMeras were cursed, Chad used the deaths of Abigail and Nicole's infant son. Had they not tied their stars to Chad's cursed clan, this would never have happened, and Chad would not allow Johnny to do that to Chanel. Citation needed, as the saying goes on the internet. Indeed, Abigail passed away, and Nicole believes she lost her child. This is really depressing. It's not quite limited to the DiMeras, though. Please review Maggie's husband's recent passing here. He was also a Kyriakis. Sarah's first child passed away during birth. Sarah is a Horton as well. Zach, the son of Hope and Bo, died in an automobile accident. Adrienne, Justin's wife, passed away in the same manner. DiMeras, not so. In more recent times, Brady and Teresa's son was detained, Paulina was given a cancer diagnosis, and Sloane experienced a miscarriage. DiMeras, not so. Poor Abe, James Reynolds, and Paulina. For the last year, they've hit some real lows in their marriage, and it all started when Sloane's brother Colin Bedford attacked Abe and hit him soundly on the head. Ever since, he's lived his best amnesiac life. He and Paulina slowly worked their way back to each other despite Abe not remembering her or any of the moments they've shared. And, finally, the two are set to experience a magical night where they connect for the first time since Abe lost his memories. This should solidify the power couple and start them on a brand new path of love and devotion. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.